Hello, and welcome to a first riveting installment of the Passion to Care radio. We are coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. We do have the lovely Anaya with us this morning.
Hi.
So, Anaya, when a family member is searching in the community for care for a loved one, there's a lot of confusion just based on what service lines are available. Uh, it's difficult to navigate, the programs. Can you help me understand and help our viewers understand exactly what Passion to Care does and how they could potentially fit into a program?
Well, we service two service lines right now, which is structured family care. Pretty much meaning that you have to be a family member. You have to be living in the home with that particular client, and most times you cannot work when you're on that service line. So that person is fully dependent on you when you're under that program. We also offer a little bit more flexibility with PSS, where you can be under that service line and still carry a job. So maybe your client may not need as much support as someone under structured family care. So we try to have a variety of things so we can offer it to multiple people throughout the community.
Okay, gotcha. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, if you have, let's just say you have a loved one that's in your home, uh, does, for example, they suffered a stroke, cancer, um, some sort of debilitating health related problem, that person who's already living in the home can get paid for helping them.
Yes. And a lot of people don't know that that's a service that's offered. So
That's pretty incredible. Ca- ex- explain the process a little bit more.
the process, pretty much you have to be approved for Medicaid versus it's a Medicaid based
Okay.
program. So the client does have to have Medicaid. Once you're approved for Medicaid, you'll pretty much go through our company intake system. Well, they'll make sure that you're approved for everything you need. They'll make sure we have all the paperwork that we need. You'll also have to have a case management company. That is a big part of the process. You could either come in with your own case management company that you've picked, or our company will help you pick one. We'll give you a list and you can choose from that list.
Okay.
And once we have everything approved, you'll go through an onboarding process where your caregiver has to have fingerprints. Of course, you have to make sure you have the right people taking care of you. You'll have to get tested for a few things, TB test, and just do some online paperwork, CPR, things like that. And once you're done with that, you pretty much come over to my department. We'll get you set up on how you clock in and out and how you get your money for taking care of the client. And that's pretty much the process. It's not a lengthy process, but it can be kind of tedious.
That's honestly pretty incredible. You have a program where a loved one at home who really would be by themselves. This program essentially, rather than having to leave the home, they can stay inside the home with their loved one and get paid. Correct?
Yes.
That's amazing. So you were saying that there's another program, PSSX. What's the difference between the two?
The major difference is that for the PSS program, the caregiver can still pretty much basically hold a job versus under structured family care, you can't have a job. You
So
can also have younger kids in the house with PSS, whereas with structured family care, we're looking at our more sickly people with structured family care. So
okay,
we are thinking that they need the most help. They need your attention 24/7. So it would be against program guidelines to have like infant children in the house
okay.
during that. But with PSS, you can do that as well.
So SFC, that stands for Structured Family Care, and then the PSSX, that is
Personal support services.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. What does tell me about kind of like the day in the life of a caregiver?
Pretty much, it can differ depending on which programs you're under. But if we're going off like structured family care, this is somebody who's with that client 24/7. They're running errands with the client, they're feeding the client, potentially bathing the client. Anything that they may need, they can't do without their caregiver.
Right.
That's why they're structured family care. They're 24 hours. And most times under that program, too, your structured family care caregiver is going to be someone related to you, more so like a sibling or a child. It only thing it can't be is a spouse. I do want to make sure everyone knows that we don't do any spouses. Other than that, though, it's every day, all day. That's you pretty much get 5 hours, 7 days a week. So you're taking care of that person 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're only allotting you those 5 hours, we know and the state knows that you're taking care of that person every day, all day. So we're just trying to make sure we can compensate you in some shape, form, or fashion versus on a regular day, you would be doing it for free.
Okay. So kind of walk me through how this works. Because they're in the home, it's not actually, in a facility or in a nursing home that they're doing this. So, like, how's the technology work that you have, a caregiver? Like, what technology is kind of needed to do this? Are they using mobile apps or?
We do offer a mobile app.
Mhm.
It's called a Care, and you could either use it on your phone. We also have a web version. So for some people that's not as tech savvy, you could go on the web version and use it as well. And what it pretty much does is we set you up with a time. Once you're in the program, we get you started. We set you up with a time that you feel would be the best consecutive 5 hours that you work with your client every day.
Okay.
So you would clock in, you would log into that app and you would clock in. That lets us know that you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing at that time. And then at the same time, once those 5 hours are over, you clock out. But during the clock out process, there are a list of tasks that every caregiver has to complete. So it pretty much just lets us know and the state know what you had to do for that day.
So let me understand this. You've got somebody being able to take care of their loved one in the home. They can clock out using their phone. Take care of the person that they would otherwise have to go to a job out of the home and not be with them, and they're getting paid.
Yes.
Why aren't more people doing this?
I think people don't know. So that's part of the problem. Well, the solution is this. This is the solution, to get it out to the community and let people know that this program actually exists, and we offer it, and we're here to serve.
That's incredible. Uh, Help me understand what your role is.
I'm actually the lead coordinator. So I pretty much deal with the clients once they're approved for the program, they've been onboarded. They won't see me until the end, until they're actually inside the program and they're ready to start clocking in and out and getting paid. And what my team pretty much does is we are kind of like the gatekeepers for that. We make sure that you are clocking in and out on time. We're making sure that you're getting paid. If anything is going wrong with your client or if something happens, we would be that first point of contact who you would call and let know. So we're kind of the listening ear once you get in the program. We're the first point of contact. Whenever something is happening, you give us a call and we see what we can do to fix it.
So, is this a typical schedule? Is it a few days? Is it every day?
Now, with Structure Family Care,
Mhm.
it's 5 hours, 7 days a week across the board.
Okay.
With PSS, it can differ depending on what that client has been approved for by the state. So it can be as little as 4 hours, 3 days a week, or it can be 8 hours, 5 days a week. So it can just differ for that program.
Is there any certifications or is there any additional, I guess, bonuses that a caregiver um, would have to do in order to do the program?
We do have to, CPR, the
Mhm.
basic things, you really don't need anything major. Anything you need to become a caregiver, we will offer it to you for you to be able to take care of your loved one. Now, we still accept like nurses and CNAs and LPNs. We love to have them come on board as well, because you guys are a little bit more trained and you have a little bit more experience, but we don't want to shy away from any family members just because you don't have that experience, because we can make sure you have it.
So PTC is providing the CPR training.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay,
Mhm.
so already, not only can they get paid, but they're also getting a certification.
Mhm.
That's incredible. So Anaya, help me understand what is the age bracket, or what is the kind of general consensus for people that are in these programs age wise?
Well, to qualify for the program, you have to be 18. There's kind of nowhere around that. That's one of the major qualifiers of the program.
Okay.
So we couldn't service anyone under the age of 18,
Okay.
but we do have parents that take care of their adult children with disabilities and things like that. So you could still provide for your children. They would just have to be over there, at least 18 or older.
Gotcha. Okay. So what's the average, or what can a person kind of expect to make taking care of their loved one?
You can make up to about $560 a week. So it can be helpful for people.
That's, I mean, that's substantial.
Hmm.
And what do you mean a week?
That's something else that sets Passion and Care away from any other company that's doing what we do. We pay you weekly, and we decided that that was something that was best for not only the company but best for our caregivers. You're taking care of somebody every day. People need the money, and the sooner we can get it to you, the better it can be.
So you can stay at home,
Hmm.
you can take care of your loved one,
Hmm.
you can get paid
Hmm.
weekly.
Weekly. Yeah.
That
And in fact, though, I can do you one even better. Not only do we offer to pay you weekly, but for certain circumstances, we can pay you daily.
again, I ask,
Mhm.
why are more people not doing this program?
That's what we're here for, to get it out there, let the community know. I think if people knew, this would be a huge industry if people actually knew what was being offered. You have people that sit at home every day and take care of their loved ones, and they're struggling because I'm going to take care of my parent if I have to, even if that means I don't work anymore. I'm going to
Right.
take care of my parent. But imagine if I can take care of my parent and not struggle.
So
Mhm.
you've got to have competitors.
Yes.
So why passion to care?
Honestly, I think we're the best in the game.
But everybody could say that. Like, tell me why passion to care?
We're a family at Passion to Care. Honestly, we're a huge family. We have our caregivers, our clients come in. In general, we connect as a family. We treat this as if they're our family. We talk to them regular. There's clients that call our CEO. Like, honestly, that's how close knit we are. You can't do that everywhere. So we started off small. Passion Care started off small. We went from maybe 200 clients to we're almost over 1,000 now. It's crazy. And we can still make constant contact with everybody in our client list. Every company can't say that.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this, and
Mhm.
I just because it seems pretty incredible,
Mhm.
and like it kind of seems too good to be true. I mean, honestly, you're avoiding having to put your loved one in a nursing home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a major. Let me say this. If you've ever actually taken care of a loved one, that's one of the hardest things to do is to have to put them in a nursing home for whatever the reason is, whether it's their health is declining or whether I can't afford to stop working. I still have to take care of my family. So I have to put my loved one somewhere where I'm not comfortable. That can put a lot of stress on a person because I don't know what's going on with my loved one every day. So imagine having a program like this where you know what's going on every day because you're there.
Yeah, you're not having the mental dilemma of making that decision, um, then worrying about making the decision that you've put them in a home that is less than stellar,
Mm-hmm.
and then also the fear that of the people that are paired up with your loved one at that nursing home. Yeah, that's.
And you never know how that affects the client as well once they have to go into a nursing home.
Let me ask you this: people still want to get out. So how does this restrict if let's just say the the person that the caregiver is caring for? What if they want to get out and they still want to do a little bit of traveling? How does this? How are they restricted?
It's so funny that you asked that. Because sometimes under this program, our caregivers do think that they're restricted
Okay.
because I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out. Um, it's wide range. So even if you wanted to run errands with your client, you could do that. If you wanted to take them out of state and go on family vacations, we do not want to stop any of that. The only thing that the state requires is that you give us a notice, anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, to just kind of let us know that you'll be providing care for that client outside of the state of Georgia. Because again, this is a Georgia Medicaid funded program. So whenever you're providing services outside of the state, they need to know.
Okay. So through an approval process, they can still travel.
Yes. Mhm.
Awesome. So again, I'm going back to this just because it's kind of sounds too good to be true. You can stay at home
Mhm.
with your loved one,
Mhm.
take care of them, get paid weekly, even daily, if I'm understanding that
Yeah.
correctly, right?
Yeah.
Avoiding a nursing home,
Mhm.
clocking in and out from your mobile device.
Yeah.
I really go back to why more people aren't doing this.
Come to Passion to Care. We'll show you why. I mean, we're the best. We're doing it. We're the best company to do it with.
So, Anaya, thank you for joining us today. It's been amazing. I really think there's going to be a lot of interest in this. So, can you help me understand what the people need to do in order to contact you to get going?
Yes, you guys can find us at our website, which is www.passiontocarehc.com. You can also find us on most social medias. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're on TikTok.
And that website one more time?
It's www.passiontocarehc.com.